It's time for the Freedom in 5 Minutes podcast. Powerful and liberating business strategies you can start in 5 minutes or less. Now, here's your host, Dean Soto.
Hey, this is Dean Soto, founder of freedomin5minutes.com and prosulum.com, prosulum.com. And we're here again with another Freedom in 5 Minutes podcast episode. Today's topic is this. They lied to you, but they had no idea that they were dishonest. That and more coming up. Good morning. It's good to be back. Good to be here with you. I'm eating some miner's lettuce. Miner's lettuce is stuff. There's some plant that grows out in the wild where we're at right here. So as I'm on my walk with the Lunameister, get to enjoy some of this succulent miner's lettuce. So delicious. Good morning. Luna has not been on a walk in like 2 days. And she's going cray-cray. She is crazy, running around, going nuts. And that's what we do. We enjoy that. We allow her to do that. We allow her to be free. Luna, be free. Go find them coyotes, doggy. Go get them. So, I was a very bad student. I was a very, very, very bad student. So, as far as I can remember, it was funny. Far back as I remember, I just did not fit in well at school. I did not like it. And I don't think it was because I was a dummy. At least I hope I wasn't. When I was younger, they were testing me to put me into GATE, which is, for smart people, I guess. And it was funny. I remember I was in the assistant principal's office at Clegg Elementary School in Huntington Beach. And one of the tests that they one of the tests that they gave me, I had apparently passed all their tests, but they gave me this test of putting a puzzle of a girl together, like a little girl. It was a little pink dress or whatever it was. And it's so funny. And so they gave me this test, but it wasn't like where you put this puzzle where you have the slots or anything like that. He gave me all the pieces, and I had to do it free form on a table. And so I'm putting the puzzle pieces together, and at the very end, I put the girl's legs, so her legs and her feet were both, attached. And so when I saw her, I put her legs with her feet facing inward. Have you ever seen, though, in most comics and things like that, when a girl's trying to be like very girly and very pretty, they put their kind of, they draw them with their feet kind of inward, right? Oh. Well, that was wrong. At least according to him. So he said, no. The feet go outward. You cannot be in GATE. You cannot be with the smart people. And so started my journey of absolutely hating and loathing school. At least public school. So from that point forward, it was the beginning of the end. Pretty much every year after year after year after year after year, I was nothing but trouble. I was extremely bored. Just could not handle it, except for 8th grade. 8th grade, I resolved, I'm going to I'll actually do the work. I'll actually learn. I'll actually do what they want me to do, because my poor grandma at the time was like, I cannot handle this. So I ended up getting an honor roll in 8th grade. I did really, really well. And I went back and then ended up getting into freshman year of college, and it was Mr. Wilford. Mr. Wilford at Marina High School. He's probably still there. He taught electronics. I was excited. I was actually pretty excited. I'm like, okay, well, I'll just keep it going. I keep going, getting an honor roll, all that other stuff. It's going to be great. And so I took this electronics class because I thought, oh, electronics sounds really interesting. And we got this test. And the test was one of those where you pick the letter, and there's literally no way you can pick. The answer could be two of the same letters. So say you had, 15 letters. You had 15, or you had 26 questions and 26 answers, right? And each answer corresponded with a letter in the alphabet. Well, logically, there would be no way to do a double letter, right? In that case, since each answer corresponds to a single letter. It's kind of like a mix-up jumble thing. So I go and I finish my test. I almost got a perfect score. And the reason why I did not get a perfect score on this test was because my T, one of the letter T, had a little bit of a hook on it. And so Mr. Wolfert said it was wrong. That's an F that you're trying to do right there. And I said, no, it's not an F that I'm trying to do. I did an F over here. It could not possibly be an F, because you can only have one letter for every answer. And I said, sometimes that's just the way my T's come out. It has a tiny little hook. He said, no, that's an F there. That's an F. And I'm like, no, seriously, that's not an F. Logically, it cannot be any other thing but a T. And he said, nope, it's an F. And so you're not going to get that perfect score. And I was livid. I was like, all right, done. You know what? I'm done with this crap. If the injustice of it all, I'm done. I am not going to, I'm done. I'm done with that. If that's how it's going to be, then that's how it's going to be. And so from then on, once again, back on track to being a horrible, naughty student. Well, all throughout that time, I hear, you're going to fail out of high school. You're not going to be able to get in college. You're not going to get a good job. You're not going to get this. You're not going to... Dean, you're doing it wrong. You're being very bad. And I was disobeying my grandma at the time, and so I totally get that, and I understand that. However, the thing was that come my junior year in college? Close to my senior year. It was like the second half of junior, close to senior year in college. They said, Dean, you know what? You're a dum-dum. You are a dum-dum, so you're going to go to adult school. And I'm like, okay, great. Now, I'm a dum-dum. I've already been beaten down already. Might as well beat me down some more, right? Well, I get to adult school, and it's right next to Murdy Park, where I loved to play basketball, pick up game basketball. And I get into the adult school, and I see it's literally one building, like one small building, open room, desks, like large desks everywhere. And I'm like, what is this? Interesting place. So I go in, and they give me an orientation, and they say that, what you do is you go and get a packet for whatever class you want to get credit for. You get the packet and you start doing the packet. You can spend as much time as you need. Just go ahead and start. You open it up, and people. There are teachers on the outside, on the outer rim of the class, and just look above their thing. It'll say English, it'll say history, it'll say whatever, and they'll be able to help you if you have any questions. They'll also be the ones that grade your tests. And I'm like, wait, what? So you're telling me that I can just go grab one of these little packets, and if it takes me a week to do it, I get semester credit? Yeah, I know. Yeah, no, as long as it takes you to actually do it, you get it. I'm like, what the heck? Why did I not do this 3 years ago? Why did nobody tell me this? They all said you had to go through high school to... And I can actually get my college, like I can actually get my high school diploma doing this? Yeah. Not GED. No, yeah, you can get your high school diploma. What the heck? That's crazy. And so I blew through those packages, and I wish I knew about that earlier. Well, come to find out that same type of thing could happen in college with CLEP testing, college level examination program testing. Did the same thing in college. I'm like, all I have to do is go take this test that's like 2 hours long, and I'll get credit for my lower division classes. Yeah. What the heck? That's awesome. Blew through those. It was like $100 each. Didn't have to pay. Didn't have to go to semesters worth of college. And anyone that I didn't pass, that's when online stuff started coming out. So I went to Coastline Community College for that. I got those out of the way. Oh, it was awesome. But over and over and over again, to this day, even in business, I see that same thing happening. You have to do it this way. This is the way it must be done. Everybody has to do it this way. If you don't do it, you're bad. And 99% of the time, it's wrong. Right? This is all through life. Oh, you have to go to college. You're going to have to pay for all your kids' college. No. Why? Oh, you have to, your kids have to go to a private school or public school. No. Why? You have to have employees in order to have a big functioning business. No. Why? If you need a copywriter, or you need someone who's like good at copywriting and sales, you need somebody who has lots of experience in copywriting and sales. No. Why? Over and over and over again, it's been shown, at least anecdotally, through my experience, that most of what we're taught is BS. And so, I don't trust Luna up there. Luna is just staring at me. So, now, were all these people lying? No. Some might have been, but a lot of these people literally didn't know any better. And there are a lot of things that I do that I didn't know any better, right? So, the idea that here's the main point behind this is that when you're trusting and when you're listening to what is essentially the status quo, you're going to find that if you do a little bit of research, just a little bit of research, that's right, honey, that it's wrong. Doesn't mean that they're lying to you. It's just groupthink. And so you want to have as little groupthink as possible. Get away from the groupthink. By doing that, you can start building businesses that automate themselves. You can start building businesses that are way different. than anything that else that's out there. Like I'm part of a, I'll leave this actually for another time. But just start doing things differently. It's the more different you can be in what you do, the more you're going to see that there are powerful, easy ways, much easier ways to get something done that traditional people think are. Luna, no. She's trying to get to our feral cats right now. I gotta put you in your crate. Go crate. If you're gonna do that, you need to go crate. No. Okay. But I just challenge you this week. If there's something like with your kids or with your business where you're like, oh, it has to be this way, that you kind of just examine for a little bit, that whether or not it's true that it has to be that way. More often than not, you're going to find that it's absolutely not true, and there's a much faster, easier way of doing stuff. This is why we have the VSAs at Prosulum and freedomin5minutes.com, right? Much faster, much better, much cheaper way of building your business than your typical employee. And so I just challenge you this week. Look at the things you're doing and ask yourself, is there a better way? Is this the only way to do it? And you're going to find, just through a little bit of research, that there are much faster, much easier ways often to do things that you thought there was only one way. All right, this is Dean Soto, freedomin5minutes.com. I will go check you out. Well, you go check that out, but I will see you in the next Freedom in 5 Minutes podcast episode.
Thanks for listening to the Freedom in 5 Minutes podcast. Now, head over to www.freedomin5minutes.com and register for our free masterclass and discover how to start systemizing and automating your entire business 5 minutes at a time. We'll see you next time on the Freedom in 5 Minutes podcast.